Did you say for the end, like the behind the scenes? You should do with that what you will. I don't know what it is.
Prepaid phone refund. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's just
Hey, let's do our intro. Hey, you guys.
Hello.
We watched Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 1 last night.
Winterfell.
Winterfell. And I rewatched it this morning and took notes as points for our discussion that we're going to have. So let's do it.
Yeah, I only watched it once last night. I didn't take notes.
Yeah.
I thought about it, but I didn't. So
About taking notes, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you worked today. You didn't get a chance to.
yeah.
watch it
So
again.
yeah. Okay, so now we're just gonna talk about it.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Christeena.
And you were watching
Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh, I said Thrones.
Fala Mogules.
Okay, this is random, but did you stick around for the behind the scenes at the end of the show?
I don't think so. I saw the preview for the next episode.
Yeah.
And that was about it. So, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, so I'm going to say no.
I don't like sticking around for the previews for the next episode because
Yeah.
I like to just get everything as it comes to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they kind of forced it on my eyeballs and
Yeah.
I couldn't look away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but
I mean, if they're going to throw it out there.
I was like, oh gosh, I'm watching this. So, anyway, I don't even like watching previews. This is not what I meant to talk about at all. I don't even like to watch the trailer
To movies or anything like that.
No, I do. But like for this, when Dany and Jon, when you see them for the first time marching in with the Unsullied,
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that's such a cool shot. Like, it would have been cool just to have seen it just now for the first time.
Right.
Or Sansa seeing the dragons for the first time. Like,
Yeah.
I think it'd be better just to see it in the,
Yeah.
like, as it's happening instead of, like, getting those snippets beforehand.
Yeah, I can get that.
But also, I have a hard time not watching the
Yeah,
previews.
I watch previews.
So,
I'm like, I'll watch it. I get it.
yeah.
Okay, so what about
I just
behind
wanted
the
to,
scenes?
I wanted nothing. I wanted to know if you saw the commercials for Chernobyl, the miniseries.
I did, and I do want to watch that. That looks good.
It looked good.
It
and
looked
scary.
really good.
And like that music with the voice in the background.
Yeah, and I told my husband, I said, man, we were going to cancel HBO after this, but now I kind of want to keep it. And I'm telling myself, like, I want to watch these shows, but I'm also knowing in my head that, like, I don't have time to watch shows anymore.
Right, yeah.
But, like,
That one looked good.
I might make time,
But
like
also
I am for Game of Thrones.
Hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Looked hard to watch, but I want to see it.
Sorry, that's going to squeak.
Okay, now I'm ready to get into it.
Okay.
Okay. The intro, the new intro.
Ooh, yeah. Really cool. I was actually just reading a BuzzFeed article about it.
Really? What'd they say?
They were saying that they had this idea from the get-go. It was like a new show, and it's like, yeah, we can't really do that. And so I guess this time around they were like, we want it all.
Yeah.
And so they were like, dope, we got it.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they started at the Wall because they're following, like, the White Walkers.
Oh.
And before, it always started in King's Landing and went out. And
Yeah.
now it's ending at King's Landing, so it's like...
I totally felt it.
Yeah.
And I loved how it just, like, goes... And it's the Iron Throne, and you're like, who's gonna sit on it?
I know. One thing that really caught my eyeballs was... that's like something you would say, but it's... was the Godswood in Winterfell with the heart tree. I was like, oh, love it. Love that.
I really liked how white everything was.
Yeah.
And also how it went inside places, because that's the first time they've done that.
Yeah.
And it just looked really good.
Yeah.
And that's all.
They did a great job.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Moving on. So the opening scene is this little boy, and he's like climbing a tree.
Yeah.
And the Unsullied are marching in, and it mirrors the first episode.
Yeah, it really took me back.
Yeah.
Yeah. To Bran and his running around and climbing. And even Arya.
Yes.
I got Arya vibes a lot.
And she was there, too. She stepped aside for the little boy to be able to see, and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was leading me into talking about other things, but we can go scene by scene.
I know. Okay. Yeah, scene by scene. Let's do scene by scene.
All right. It's just so hard.
I know.
Otherwise, we will be so scattered.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, that really took me back to, like, the OG.
OG.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then she sees Jon. for the first time. And you're like, oh, they're going to see each other. And then they don't.
I know. I said, he didn't even look at her. And I was like, it's been 7 years since they've seen each other.
Well, you know, he's got to be regal.
And he's very busy. There's a lot of things going on. I'm sure he didn't expect Arya to be there at that moment.
In the crowd. Like before Winterfell.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So and she almost looked like a little
disappointed.
Yeah. That he didn't like, boom.
Right.
You know, like find her eyes and like sense her.
Yeah.
With their like connection.
But if like she wanted to see him right when he arrived, she should have been at Winterfell.
Yeah, be a grown adult, Arya.
She said, hey. Then we see the Hound go by and she's like, oh, he's still alive.
Oh, I didn't even register that.
Yeah. Because she left him for dead.
Yeah.
And she didn't know that he was alive. And then she sees Gendry. And Gendry goes by. Actually, in that scene is when the dragons go by overhead and everybody sees them for the first time.
And they start, like, screaming and, like, running. And Dany looked so...
She was, like, proud of her babies.
She was, like,
looking up at them. Like, yeah, that's them.
Because that was when Jon was telling her that the Northerners are so distrustful. And would not like her, would not trust her. And then she's like, well, I brought dragons. That was, like, her face. You know, she was just like... We'll see.
Yeah. And then Arya, when she sees them, like... She's in shock and then she smiles.
Yeah, she's like, yes.
Whoa.
But I thought in that scene, too, of the time where she stumbled her way into the underground of the Red Keep, I think it was, in King's Landing, and stumbled upon the skulls of the dragons.
Whoa,
and she was so just, like, enamored with that.
Yeah.
And was like, you know, and so then to see them made real,
you're totally right.
You know, I was like,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I do. Okay. Okay, and then Jon reunites with Bran and Sansa.
I'm sorry. I have all the feels right now. Bran is just... I love the tweets about Bran just stalking in the background all the time because that is what he does. Like, I was going to jump ahead, but he does it in every scene. And it's like when Jon goes up and he's like, you're a man now. And he's like, almost. And Jon's like, okay. He's just so weird, you know?
And you know what? I felt emotional with Kit, his acting in that when he like goes up to his brother and he's like kisses him on the forehead. And it reminded me of the last time he saw Bran when he was in his bed, you know?
Yeah, when he was leaving.
Yeah. And that's the last time we saw him. He was just a little boy and they had such a strong bond.
And he didn't know if he was going to live or die when he left.
Right. Yeah.
He was in Castle Black when he found out
and
that
so
he
for him
would
to be
live.
such a weirdo now.
Welcome home!
Spencer, my husband, always like laughs when Bran is on the scene.
We make so many jokes. We call him Emo Bran.
That's funny.
My husband said, Emo Bran.
Sansa looked so beautiful. She's like...
She did.
Grown up.
But she was
so good.
She was low-key side-eyeing Dany back there while
she
was
not like Dany. And I hate that they're not friends.
You know?
I want them to be friends. I get it, though. I totally get it.
I ain't really mad that they're not friends.
Yeah.
Though. I don't know. I can't picture them immediately being friends.
Not immediately.
Yeah.
It hurts my heart a little bit.
I don't know. Well, and I will say, I hate on Sansa a lot. Like, she's not my favorite character. She's not my least favorite, but she's never been my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But then... You know, thinking about it again, like everything that she's been through, and HBO was showing like a marathon of all the episodes, and I caught like the tail end of like the last 2 episodes of season 7, and I was like, yeah, and she has been through a lot. Like, all right.
I really love her now.
Yeah, she's a lot way better.
Yeah,
than what she used to be. She went through a lot.
She grew up
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, Sansa, and then he was like, where's Arya? And she's like,
lurking somewhere. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I was like,
why are you being rude? But, I guess because Dany was there, I don't know.
Well, and I feel like her and Sansa and Arya have always had that kind of dynamic.
But they just made up.
But they did, and they're like best friends.
Why not, like, show yourself as united?
Yeah. Like Arya did when she was sticking up for Sansa.
Yeah.
To Jon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I thought was real cool.
Yeah, when she said, like, she's the smartest person I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and
wow.
it's like, Jon, man, you've missed a lot.
Yeah.
You've missed a lot.
We'll talk about that in a few. Oh, and then Tyrion and Sansa have their moment together.
Yeah, which reminded me that they were married at one point.
Right.
Forgot about that.
Well, and also, like, when she had to be so meek, you know? He knew that she was smart, and he knew that she was putting on an act. But now he gets to see who she really is, you know? And I don't know, it was just a really cool moment. And then she was like,
you used to be the cleverest man I knew.
Right.
Or the smartest man.
I loved when she said, when he was like, talking about Joffrey's wedding, that's the last time they saw each other, and she's like, it had its moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that part.
And I think Tyrion really kind of helped her, like, learn how to exist around Cersei in that situation that she was in at that time, because she was so young. And he's grown up with Cersei, obviously, his whole life. And where he's like, I'm afraid of my sister. Yeah. So, I mean, like, you definitely should be too. Or, you know, there's no reason to be ashamed about it or whatever. To prepare her for what happened to her later. That was
good to her.
Yeah.
In King's Landing.
Yeah.
And so I kind of, like, I wouldn't be mad if they actually ended up together, but I don't think it would happen.
Yeah, there was some, okay. I know there are, I'm getting off topic. We'll get there.
Okay. Right at the end of that scene, Bran is, like, staring up at Tyrion. You remember that?
He's such a creeper.
So Arya and Jon and me are reunited, and he's like, how'd you sneak up on me? You know?
And I was like,
she's a warrior princess.
A man has no face.
I love the fact that they're in the Godswood too, because that was kind of their dad's place, and they
were the two that were closest to their father, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
And Rob.
Yeah, Rob for sure. R.I.P. Rob.
Yeah. Oh, which, like, they've lost so many people, you know, their parents and two of their brothers, and I know, like, now isn't really a time for mourning, but I wonder if they'll talk about that, maybe once the battle's over.
Yeah, because Jon was there when Rickon died.
Yeah.
And then, I think
so
he was the only one. Oh, Sansa was.
Yeah, she came with the veil.
That's right, that's right. And then,
actually, she might not have seen it happen then. I don't know.
Nobody was with Rob, though. I mean, his mom, but she that was her as well.
They lost it there together.
Yeah, so that would be interesting, actually. You're right. So anyway, I really liked when they pulled out their swords to compare.
I did too. I was gonna say that.
It felt very much like OG Jon and Arya.
It was.
And he was like, "Have you used it?" And she's like, "A time or two."
Right.
And everybody else was like,
"Little do you know."
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
That's funny, yeah. And then he pulls out a long claw and he's like, you jealous?
Yeah, and she's like, Valyrian steel. Okay, my dad was talking to me this morning. He sought me out at work to talk about Game of Thrones. And he was like, I thought needle was Valyrian steel. And I was like, I don't know, actually. That's a good question.
That is a good point.
Do you remember? Because I don't.
No, I don't.
I don't know the significance why he was asking that, but...
Oh. I feel like maybe it's probably not. I just think...
Let us know.
When she pulls out the dagger's Valyrian steel, and everybody's like, ooh, that's Valyrian steel.
And it's very different, like, visually, needle... I mean, of course it's thinner and smaller, but it looked shinier than his.
Okay.
So I thought that it was different, but...
I think... Well, and
the way that she said that.
Yeah, she was like, it's too heavy for me.
Yeah.
You know, and he said jealous. So I think if needle was Valyrian steel, it would be Minge.
Yeah.
It would be said.
Yeah, okay.
Also, that sword was forged, right? In Winterfell. Needle was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't remember the origins of it.
I don't know.
Darn. Okay.
Next.
Oh,
sorry.
She hugs him.
Yeah.
And he says, they said something about family, and she basically says, remember that, you know, your family too.
Yeah.
Even when he finds out and processes the fact of who he is, like, and all the things that come with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he still has Stark blood.
Yeah.
He is still half Stark, and they're his cousins technically, but I think he'll always... That'll always be his little sister.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and he did... This is all I'm going to say about this part. He did say that when Sam told him... And he was like, oh, your real father. And he said, my father was the bravest man, or something like that, you know. So, for sure, like, you can tell, like, that he still is, I think he is still going to consider that, obviously, his family.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Which they are.
Yeah.
Just not as close as they thought.
Just instead of sister, it's your cousin. But, you know, whatever. NBD.
Your lover's your aunt. Then we move on to Cersei.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and it took me a hot minute to remember that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Not me, because I rewatched season 7.
Yeah, I didn't rewatch anything beforehand, so it did take me a little bit to, like, get my bearings and stuff.
Well, Qyburn comes up to her and he's like, the dead have broken through the wall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say. And she's like,
good.
Ah.
Sorry, I just ruined that moment for you.
I hated it so much.
I was like, what
Right, yeah. She is. She totally is.
And she's just so... Okay, also, another thing that I've been loving is tweets and memes. Sorry.
Okay.
I love Game of Thrones tweets and memes of Cersei being disappointed that there are no elephants. She wanted elephants. And, like, they're elephants, man. Come on. What?
No, I feel like she was... If someone says, we've got elephants, they're amazing, and they're gonna kill people...
Yeah, I get it. Also,
I thought her acting when she was disappointed, I really liked her, that moment for her.
Well, and another meme, I'm so sorry, was like Game of Thrones is like the creators, they're like, no, we spent all of our budget on dragons, so just tell her that they're not set for long sea voyage. You know?
That's funny. And I mean, where's Ghost?
Whoa. Where is Ghost?
Right?
I didn't rewatch. Well, you rewatched stuff. Where was he the last time you saw him? Because he wasn't in the Suicide Squad. He didn't go with them on that whole ordeal.
He should have. Because,
yeah.
I mean, when John went beyond the wall to see the
He always went with him. Where was he the last time you saw him? Castle
Ghost?
Black?
I don't remember last time we saw Ghost.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Oops. That's right.
And I hate that, too, because I really wanted to... I mean, they were such a big part, and like
the dire wolves and like
their
family. And now they have their reunion,
and the dire wolves get so big, and I just wanted to see that.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed.
I think he'll come around.
You think? I hope so.
Hopefully, otherwise, like
I don't think so. He wasn't there during Battle of the Bastards. Why would he be there during the Battle of Winterfell? I don't think they're gonna bring him back. Although someone said that they saw wolves, and I couldn't see it in the trailer, and I watched it multiple times looking for wolves.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
And I also saw someone said, "What if Nymeria's pack comes to fight?" And that'd be really dope.
That would be so sweet.
I don't know if they're gonna do that. If they're gonna bring Nymeria's wolves there to fight, there better be ghosts there too.
Yeah. Well, what about Summer? What happened to Summer? Did Summer die?
Summer.
Bran's.
I don't remember Summer's fate. Oh man, that's weird.
I don't either. Or Shaggy Dog.
Shaggy Dog died for sure.
Okay.
But at the hands of the Boltons.
Mm.
But Summer, I almost want to look that up right now.
I feel like Summer probably died when Hodor did.
That's what I thought.
In that whole battle scene.
Is Bran's dog Summer... Oops.
Wow, it's a dire wolf, not a dog?
I said fog. You're right. I don't know what I'm saying. Dire wolf.
Thanks to a pack of White Walkers, and it's probably one of the worst dire wolf's deaths to date.
But we can't remember it. Okay, so yeah, you're right.
If it was killed by White Walkers, do you think,
No, hush.
And that's where the wolves are gonna come in? Nymeria is gonna have to face off with Summer?
I do not like. No me gusta. Also, when Bran said that the White Walkers have Viserion, or the dragon, she was just like shocked for a second, but I thought she'd be devastated. But also, like, she probably doesn't know if she should believe everything that comes out of his mouth. It was kind of a weird
Oh,
thing to
I
say.
just thought...
Can we move that?
Yeah. I just assumed she already knew that.
Really?
For some reason.
I don't see how she would know that.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So.
Yeah. And also, nope, we're not there yet. Okay, hold on. So Cersei and Euron, they do it, which I was really surprised that she went for it. But also, when he touched her belly and was like, "I'm gonna put a prince in you," I was like, oh, so she's pregnant, and then she's gonna make him think that it's his baby, and she thinks Jaime's gonna die, and so.
Yeah, I don't know though. I'm kind of in the camp. Think she's faking it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think she's telling the truth about it. Even though you can't trust anything that comes out of her mouth.
Yeah, but I also think Euron is smart enough to know that it's not his. If it's got golden effing hair like all the rest of them did.
Right.
You know.
Speaking of golden hair, in this episode, Jaime has, like,
dark
brown hair.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I was like, what is up with that?
Yeah.
I did not like that. Because that's his whole, like, thing. He has blonde hair.
Yeah.
All the Lannisters do.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the dark hair just because I think it looks better on him.
Sure, but
for sake of the story.
No, I think the blonde hair looks really good on him, actually. You know what? It just didn't make sense for him to have black hair all of a sudden.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it wasn't black, but it was definitely like light brown.
Graying
brown.
Graying brown hair.
Yeah.
Dark brown.
Yeah.
Stupid. I didn't get it.
Yeah, okay, so her and Euron is like...
He leaves her, and she just starts to cry. And, like, it just struck me how lonely she is and how everyone in her, around her is gone. Yeah. And, like, I would be sad for you, but it's impossible to be.
But you're also up.
You, like, did it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's also because, like, she's pregnant with Jaime's, for the sake of this argument, she's pregnant with Jaime's child, and then she was just unfaithful to him, and he's kind of turned away.
I don't think she's ever felt bad for being unfaithful to Jaime.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, she was with Lancel for a while, their cousin.
Yeah.
Although, did they have that in the show? I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And then with a woman, I can't remember who it was, in the books.
Not in the show.
But yeah, she's feeling all kinds of things, I guess.
I mean, she's also pregnant, so hormones.
Okay.
Yeah, if she has any feelings, I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I'm just gonna chalk it up to hormones. She doesn't have feelings. Yeah, I'm interested to see how that's gonna play out because Euron is definitely someone who's like calling her bluffs, and I don't think she's used to that.
No.
You know.
And she's like, "You're the most arrogant man I've ever met," and
I like that. Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
When he was like, "You've never shown me any affection,"
right?
I was like. And then when she paused, oh, also, the Mountain, is that her guard guy?
Yes.
This is the first time I can ever remember actually glimpsing his face underneath that helm.
No.
And how
we
like
did in
blue
season 7.
And purple it is.
Yeah, with like his red eyeballs. We got a close up on him at season 7.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been so long since I didn't rewatch anything that I'm like,
ugh. Yeah, I don't like him.
And Euron was like.
I know. I wonder if we're going to see him without his face on in this season when he fights the Hound.
His helm?
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully his face is
That's
on,
what I meant, yeah. His helm.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Like, the Hound will knock it off.
And then we get the scene with Bronn and the 3 ladies of the night.
The one with the pots? Which one?
Qyburn comes and says, okay, here's the crossbow that Tyrion killed his father with. I want you to kill Tyrion and I want you to kill Jaime, basically.
But here's the thing I don't get either, though. Bronn was like BFS with Tyrion, basically, right?
I don't think he's going to kill him.
I don't think he is either, hands down. I do not think so.
I think he's going to... I don't know, is he going to Winterfell or is he just going to hang out until it's done?
I think Bronn will end up going to Winterfell. Mm-hmm. I could see him going. It's hard for me to picture him just like hanging out and waiting.
Right.
You know, especially if he knows that like, ah, crap, Tyrion's up there. He's my buddy, I guess. They want me to kill him. I should go help.
Okay, so Theon saves Yara, and I was so happy. And they come onto the boat, the ship, and they're killing people, and I'm like, where are we? Who are these people that are dying? And then you see Yara.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's gonna be Theon. It's gonna be Theon. It's gonna be Theon. And it was Theon.
Yeah. Theon has really had a big redemption arc in my eyes. Because, man, he was super dislikable.
Yeah. And what a good actor. And then she headbutts him. And I was like, oh God. And then I was like, okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and see, I didn't rewatch anything, so I couldn't remember exactly, like, what context that was under. But
well, because he jumped off the ship. Euron had her.
That's right.
He was going to save her, but then he didn't. Right. And so...
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I get it.
And I like her a lot.
I do too.
Also, like, rereading the books, and by rereading, I mean reread the first one, and I'm currently reading the second one for the first time. I'm kind of disappointed they changed her name, because I feel like we're not dumb. We could have known the difference between Asha and Osha.
Yeah, and there's Bran and Bronn.
Yeah.
So like, why not?
So,
but I like the name Yara, but at first I didn't like it either.
It didn't bother me because I started watching the show first, but moving on to the second book, I'm like,
Yeah, I had that for a while too. But now I actually think of her as Yara. Just because. But anyway, Theon's gonna go to Winterfell now,
which is super exciting. I to be honest did not expect him to.
Me neither. And I wonder how they're gonna react because the last time he was in Winterfell, he took it.
Yeah, that's true. So, there was that.
Okay, so then we go back to Winterfell, and it's Sir Davos, Tyrion, and Varys, and they're on top of Winterfell looking down, and Davos says, you know, why don't we get these two together? And for once in these people's miserable lives, will they have like a just queen and an honorable man as a ruler? And I was like, yeah, that's nice of you to say, Davos.
I love Davos.
I do too.
I love him. He's definitely one of my... I mean, I have a lot of favorite characters, but I really, really like him.
Mm-hmm.
From back when the little girl was teaching him to read.
Oh, yeah.
And he was such a good friend. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Okay, so then somebody comes up to them and is like, I can't remember how many goats and sheep that the dragons ate.
It was like 18 goats and 12 sheep or something like that.
She's like, the dragons are barely eating.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I thought she was like, oh no, that's too much. We're not going to have enough food for this army. And she was like, my dragons. Because I love Sansa to be the one that's like, the budget?
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, the budget?
Right.
You know, because she's like, my dragons, my army. And she's like, what about food? Have you guys thought about that?
And that was never resolved either.
No. Which actually is, hello, it's winter. That's a huge issue right now.
Yeah.
So, way to go, Sansa, for like being on point. Lady of Winterfell.
I hope they figured it out.
Getting it on. And that whole scene when it's like, well, what do dragons eat anyway? Whatever they want.
Right.
And it's
like, yeah.
John's just sitting in the middle of that tension and it's just like, he doesn't even look at either one of them. It's just so...
And then John rides the dragons, which was so fun. And it was so lighthearted. Like, it was like a fun, happy thing. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
I was going to say, there was like a little bit of comedic relief in this episode that I really appreciated.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. There were some real funny moments.
What if he doesn't want me to ride the dragon?
Yeah. Then it's been well knowing you, Jon Snow.
Right.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. And it was like, finally... I mean, obviously it's been confirmed, but they say, like... Targaryens ride the dragons, and he finally got to ride his dragon. And in this exact scene was when I went, okay, cool and all, but like, let's get to the killing. Because
I really
it's just
liked
a good first episode that like set everything up.
Right.
But of course, everybody's here to see some blood and to see some dragons.
Mm-hmm. And not only was it his first time riding the dragon, but also he steered it and landed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, go John.
Yeah.
And then they're at the waterfall, and they kiss, and then Drogon's like...
I keep talking about the memes, but there's so many memes about that too. And it's like when you and your girl getting it on, and it's like your dog. You know? It's like my dog whenever I'm paying attention to somebody else.
Okay, so here we go with Gendry and the Dragon Glass and Arya meeting the Hound.
Oh yeah, and she wants him to make like a weird secret.
What is that?
Weapon of some sort.
What is that?
What is that?
I don't know. What is it? But we're gonna find out. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And okay, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I really ship Gendry and Arya. Is it Gendry or Gendry?
I think it's Gendry.
Gendry?
Yeah.
Okay, I really ship
Gendry.
I think you're right. Gendry and Arya.
Yeah, I do too. I like it really do.
You've never met a rich girl.
Yeah.
You don't know any rich girls, whatever she says.
And when she met the Hound too, I kind of feel like I don't know why I wanted there to be like some warmth between them.
Yeah.
But I feel like there kind of was a little bit, even though I called her the B word. And but he was like, I guess that's why you're still alive, and gives her like a little smile and then goes
And she
away.
was like, I also robbed you.
Right, I love that.
Yeah.
You left me for dead.
And I robbed you.
Don't forget that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a little more like... Well, it's definitely not like either one of their style to be really warm towards anyone.
Sure.
But I was like...
Yeah.
Almost.
Just a little bit.
Just almost.
And, you know, they might have a moment together. Who knows?
Okay, real quick. You know who I was missing in this episode?
Who?
Brienne of Tarth. Where is she at?
Oh, I saw her in the background once or twice.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
So she's there, but yeah, I don't think she's saying anything.
I like her a lot. I want to...
Yeah. I didn't actually notice her until the second time I watched it.
Oh, I didn't notice her at all, so... Okay.
Yeah, she was there when Jon came and met Arya. She was standing behind Sansa, is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
So she wasn't standing behind Arya.
I was like, I definitely missed that. You mean Bran was? Because, yeah, probably.
No. Okay, what's next?
Oh, yeah.
Sansa, did you bend the knee to save the North?
Or did you bend the knee because you love her? She knows.
Yeah.
I think they all know. I mean...
Yeah. I don't know if he did it because he loved her, but maybe like...
You know, in the moment when he did it, again, I didn't rewatch it or anything, but I don't feel like he did it because he loved her. I think he truly never wanted a crown, never wanted a throne.
Right.
He just wants to save the North and save his family.
Yeah.
So I truly believe that he did it for the North and that, you know, they just happened to get it on.
Yeah. I agree.
And now he can call her auntie.
So then Dany meets Sam.
Oh,
Charlie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know, that's how I felt too. I was like, oh, he saved Ser Jorah. And then it was like, oh, and then she killed his... Okay.
You killed my dad. At least I can return home now that my brother is Lord. And she was like,
about that. Yeah, sorry. I killed them both. Which I think...
He stood with your father.
He would have been totally fine, too, if it was just his dad. I think he wanted to prove to his dad, like, look at me, I'm a man now, this is what I've become.
Yeah, because... Go ahead, I don't want to...
Not for any... Like, I don't think he was mourning... I mean, like, his dad threatened to kill him if he ever came back,
he doesn't
basically.
have... That's what I was going to say. He doesn't... He didn't have a good relationship with either one of them. His brother was a total jerk because his dad favored him, and his dad was a total jerk.
Was his brother a jerk? I can't remember that part. I don't think his brother was a jerk.
Well, I don't think they had much interaction. I just assumed that they didn't... There was
there wasn't like a great love between the two.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so it's like, he didn't... It's hard... I don't want to say he didn't have an emotional attachment to them, because obviously he did. Mm-hmm. But it's not like they were super close. And so, you know, it's like, oh, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Which, that sounds super harsh. Okay, I don't mean it like that.
Yeah.
But... Then you think about, he really did want to, like, try and prove to his father that he is successful in some way and that he is important in this big role, in this big scheme of things, and he is.
Right.
But he can never prove that now.
No. So then he walks out and Bran's there.
Oh my gosh. That was the one time I was like, He really got me that time because I was not
sitting out in the
like,
snow.
Bran, stop it.
I know.
And it didn't click because he was like, I'm just waiting for an old friend, and I was like, Bran, stop it. You're waiting for everyone. No one knows who you're talking about. And then we find out.
Well, I like the fact that he was like, you should tell him.
Yeah, I like that too. And my dad was bringing up the point of like, why would Bran feel the need to tell him?
Right.
And I was like, I think my dad's more in the camp that Bran is the White Walker King.
Mm-hmm, the Night King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dad's like, oh, it's because I can't picture any other reason besides, like, it's just going to cause, conflict between everybody now. And I was like...
I think he's just so far removed.
He deserves to know.
Yeah.
I mean, he deserves to know that he's not a bastard.
Also, so Sam goes down to tell Jon.
Yeah.
And he's like, and
he
Sam
stumbles and falls.
That was so cute. And they have their moment and they hug and he's like, did you read all the books already? You know, and that was so sweet. And then he's like, oh God, what's wrong? And then he says, she killed my family, and would she, the line that was like, whoa, was when he said, would she give up the throne to save her people? Yeah. And it's like, would she? You know?
Well, I think they're playing up that crazy Targaryen side.
Also, it's like they played it up to where like she's like the perfect, most just, wonderful leader.
Right.
And now it's like...
Now they're going to be like, but maybe she's crazy.
I know.
Hold on.
It's so weird.
Think, people.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
It's just so, I don't know.
It is. Yeah.
I think they're gonna fake us out and make us think, oh, she's crazy, and then they'll be like, just kidding, she's perfect, and then they roll together.
I don't think that's gonna happen. So I don't like to take guesses as to who's gonna die or end up on the throne or whatever. It's whatever. I like joking about it and stuff like this, but when it comes down to it, I will not give you like a real guess or anything because I don't know and I don't even think about it, to be honest. Okay. I'm just like, we'll see.
I don't either.
I will say last season, Daenerys started becoming like less favorable in my eyes because she was so severe about bend the knee. Yeah. And I was just like,
I was not expecting Sam to be the one to be like, you're like the cause of tension between the two, Dany and Jon, and say you're the rightful guy. And oh gosh, that whole thing was just like so emotional where he's just dropping all the bombs. Yeah. Also,
both of their acting was like superb, man. It was great.
Superb.
You
said superb.
Is that like bad?
I don't know.
Okay. Superb. It was great.
Yeah.
They did good.
Good jabs. What was I saying even? Okay, whatever.
Well, and then he tells him, and then it's like he has to kind of explain. Okay, in the part.
Oh, I remember now.
And I read the diary, and Brent has his thing.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, is anyone going to tell Jon like what's going on?
I know.
He just comes, and Brand's just like,
and how is Jon supposed to know like anything that Bran says is
true?
Like from the future or the past, all at once at the same time.
Somebody needs to explain to Jon what's going on with his little brother.
Yeah.
Listen, he took a fall.
And I feel like...
He's never been the same. Just, he's a little old brain. He's got a wheelchair now, so just leave him be. He'll pop up. Watch out.
Pop up. Yeah.
Very silent wheelchair. You would figure it might rust or something and squeak, but no, man. Yeah, somebody needs to tell Jon what's going on.
I don't know how he's going to react to that in the next episode.
It will be very interesting.
Yes. Yeah. If he's even going to say, or if he's going to wait until after the battle, or...
Because, like, as of right now, like, where it left off at, I think Jon's just more so computing that, like, he's a Targaryen, and his dad wasn't his real dad, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's, like, fully made that connection yet, like, oh, Dany?
Right. I don't think he's there yet.
I don't think he's quite there yet. I think it was just, like, the shock of it setting in, and then he's gonna go, oh, no, I'm... and I hope we see that moment of realization on his face.
I do too.
Because it's just like, or if he just like is oblivious to it and like tells Dany, and Dany's like, your dad is my brother? And then they're like, I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen, but Can we talk about Tormund and Beric?
Yeah, so that's what happens
Okay, so I love all the people, okay?
Right. Me too.
But I'm super happy to see them alive. And, I actually told my dad that I think Beric is going to have a pretty big role to play in things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And I really love Tormund, and he's just so fun. And then we get another light moment when he's like, I've always had blue eyes.
And they're like creeping up on each other. Look out, he has blue eyes. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was great. We definitely laughed out loud.
But then...
Oh, yeah.
Little Lord Umber.
Yeah. That was brutal.
Is on the wall. And there's that symbol.
Yeah.
Which mirrored the symbol in the first episode.
Where in the snow.
First scene.
Yeah.
The prologue.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was a prologue where they set out at the very, very beginning.
And when his eyes open?
I saw it too behind him. I was like, ah! And then he started screaming, and I was like, ah!
Yeah, me too.
Kill it with fire! And they did.
And so the night army is in between them and Winterfell, so they're gonna have to get horses and circumnavigate the.
Yeah, I didn't.
The army to get to Winterfell. They want to beat the army to Winterfell.
Well, yeah, because to be fair, that army is very slow moving.
It seems like they've been walking forever. Like, since day one. They've just been walking.
Since season 1, episode 1.
They've just been...
They're there, but amassing and just...
I don't know, whatever. So, it looked like from the preview that they do beat... I think they do beat there.
By, like, a few hours, I gather.
Yeah. So...
Because it was like, how long do we have? And it said, till the sun rises tomorrow. And it's like, what? Bro, that's like no time.
Who says that?
Torment tells John, I think maybe someone. It was in the preview.
In the preview. Oh. And then the last scene that happens is Jaime coming to Winterfell with his brown hair, and then
you can't let go of that hair. The hair's fine. Like
it's not. It's not fine.
Well, maybe that's low key like him turning against the Lannister ways. Maybe it's like representation.
Sure.
What is
symbolic?
Symbols.
Symbols. And then
Superb.
And then Bran is there.
Okay, yeah, and see when they first popped up, because we were like, who is that? And my husband was like, oh, it's Brienne of Tarth, because we didn't see her. And I was like, no, it's Jaime. And he's like, sorry guys, no army, sorry. And then I was like, oh yeah. Because when they first saw each other, I was like, oh yeah. And then I was like, oh, I forgot. And it's just like, okay, but for real though, I think Bran's just going to be like, it's fine.
I do too. I feel like he's going to
I don't think he's going to care whatsoever.
You know what? You're the reason I'm like this.
Yeah.
And so it was meant to be.
I'm the three-eyed raven now.
Yeah. That's what
I've seen you and your sister. I was blonde when I was younger, but I grew out of that pretty quick.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing. What did you think of this episode?
Overall, I thought it was good. I was like a little disappointed that like it wasn't like, you know, but
super actiony.
My husband did point out that like they have to set everything up, you know, and like remind you who everyone is, where everyone's at, and kind of like bring everyone together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
all those
as far as like,
happened.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, I think it was a really good episode because you got to kind of like reacquaint with different relationships with people like Sansa and Tyrion, and then like Bran is just weird to everybody all the time now.
Yeah, I wanted a scene where Bran was explained to Jon.
I hope we get that, but
I do too.
I kind of doubt that we will, just because like there's only 6 episodes and they're so jam-packed.
And also, Sam just was like, you know, and whatever Bran has, and Jon didn't go, no, what does Bran have?
Well, I probably would have glazed over that as well if I just found out that I was a Targaryen.
Well, he hadn't. Well, did he? He had?
Yeah, he blurted it out before.
He was like, we figured it out together.
Yeah.
It just seems like maybe Jon will want some proof. I don't know. Or
you would imagine he would.
Or you think maybe he's just like, okay.
No, I don't think.
I mean, obviously he tried to resist it because he was like, you know, my dad was the most honorable man.
Yeah.
But also seemed like he was kind of accepting it too, like, whoa, this is crazy. You know, like shock and.
Well, and I wonder if like internally that makes like things click for him, like the dragons, and just maybe like how he's just felt and just you know what I mean, like.
Yeah. I'm just excited to see his reaction next episode.
Yeah, I am too. What did you think about it? I mean, overall.
I really, really enjoyed it. But when it ended, I was like, no.
I know, I was like, that's it? We literally got on and Googled, like, how long are these episodes supposed to be?
Yeah.
Because we thought all of them were longer, but they're not. It's going to be jam-packed.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have said we plan on doing this every episode.
Yeah, we hope to.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're going to try to.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time talking about it.
I did too, and I'm really, really happy that we did this.
Yeah, me too. Okay, good.
I'm excited to watch more.
Me too.
I might rewatch the first episode again.
Right. I did.
Just because.
I was so nervous when it started too. I was just like excited and like got everything ready.
Our internet lags a little bit because we just added HBO to our Hulu. We don't actually have like satellite.
Yeah. And
so I knew we were behind, and my dad had texted me right before it started and said, "Oh snap!" And I turned my phone on vibrate because he is terrible to text you like in the middle of a show with like his reactions or something.
Yeah.
And I knew that he would be ahead of us, so I turned it on vibrate, and not once did he text me. And I told him that this morning, but he's like, "Oh, I didn't text you." I was like, "I know, but I know how you are."
I turned mine on silent, and because I didn't want anyone to mess with my viewing experience.
That's what I did.
Okay, when you play the game of Tomes,
you read or you die.
Come be our friends. Social media links in the description below.
And we hope you're watching a great show.
Woo!
Is that done?
Bye.
Oh, bye. Brett. I'm sorry, baby.
I'm trying to do something.
Us too.